Right, brilliant. Welcome back to another episode of the King's Court MMA. We've got a very special guest today, very special guest of levels of the highest order, the former OKTAGON Bantamweight champion, the current OKTAGON number one ranked Bantamweight in the world, with a record of 16 and 6. 9 of those wins were finishes, 7 submissions, 2 KOs, none other than Jonas Shark Mågård. How are we doing today, brother?
All good, man. Thanks for having me on.
No.
Yeah, that was a nice introduction. I enjoyed that.
Oh, good. We've got to do our stars justice, you know. Um, you've been in the game for a while now, and I think your levels they just keep on improving. You're coming fresh off that impressive win against somebody who I think actually was probably one of your toughest opponents that you've ever faced, really and truly,
Yeah,
in Jack Cartwright. Um, Again, now that you're a few weeks away from that, the dust is settled. How do you feel about that win?
I feel very good. Yeah, as you said, it was one of the biggest wins, but my performance was so clean that it felt like one of my easiest fights. Not taking anything away from Jack, but I was so well prepared for him in all areas, and I just got in there and I showed my level, show where I am. Not taking anything away from Jack. He's an amazing fighter, and you can see his record. He's a dangerous guy, and but I just went in there and showed the levels and show why I belong on the top. So yeah,
Indeed, and it was a pleasure watching it live as well. Obviously, over in Newcastle, it seemed like everything. It seemed like a game plan in execution. But I asked you that question on the night, and you said, "Well, actually, you just went in there and you just felt it. You were in the moment. Whatever you did really felt right there." And it was for me, it was just a strategic performance. It was really impressive. Um,
yeah.
Really, you called for that fight. Again, I was there in Manchester. You called for that fight. You wanted this fight. Why did you want that fight? Because it was a dangerous fight.
I wanted this fight because I've had Jack in my mind for a long time. Like as I said before, and Jack has always been there in Manchester, and I knew I had to get him to get my title back, and he
Mm.
was in the way for that. So yeah, it was the obviously way. He was the number one guy. I knew he was gonna. I was offered other guys, but I know he was a game guy, and I know he was gonna come to fight, and that's very important for me because you got a lot of these guys who's very good, but then they pull out and stuff like that. And I knew Jack was not gonna be a guy who's pulling out from
Mm.
fights. When he signs the contract, he's gonna show up, and I knew I had to beat him. I knew he was ranked high, and I had to beat him in very like good fashion, uh, so I can get my title back. So that's what I went in, and that's why I asked for this fight. As soon as they called me, I was like, "Let me have this fight," because first of all, it was a fight that I've been wanting for a long time, and second of all, it was the fight that's gonna get me back to fight for the title.
Nice, nice. I like that mindset. I like it. And again, there was a lot of pressure going into that fight because of what a big name Jack Cartwright is, but also in terms of really the crowd that was there because there was obviously you fight out of Manchester top team, but there was a lot of Mancunians there that were for Jack. So it was a bit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
walking
yeah.
into the Lions Den. How did that feel? And did that alter your
Yeah,
performance?
it was actually, I would say, the first time I walked out, some of the guys I knew was like cheering me, and I was like, "Oh, this is sick." And then as I kept walking, they was just like booing me and giving me shit, and I was like, "Ah, sick." So, but I recognized some of the guys as well, even the guys who was booing me, and they have to stand up for their guy, and I knew it was gonna be the case. It's always the case when I fight. I am the party pooper. I come to the city and I beat the top guy there, and that's what I'm doing. Uh, so yeah, it was sick. I don't remember last time I've experienced it like that intense, but it
Mm.
actually just pumped me up. And I saw Carl got pumped up too, and we were just like, yeah, let's go in and like, this is a real fight now.
Yeah.
We're fighting for something. All these guys are gonna try to like boo me and do so. It was an extra fight, and I like that. I perform under pressure, I feel. So it was sick, and it's an experience I would not be without.
Yeah, it was good. It gave me chills because there was a section. I know the section there, it was Jack's people, and going into the last round, Jack was coming out swinging, and you timed your takedown perfectly there. And Carl got
Yeah,
all animated. He was there in the crowd doing the Hulk Hogan airs
yeah.
to it. Yeah, it was really good, my friend.
And I also heard there was like some from our team. They would like start shouting at the other guys, and they almost got into a fight. And yeah, I didn't realize that, but I heard that afterwards.
Yeah,
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Like
it's true.
selling a fight. People invested, even if they like me or hate me. I want people to be invested in the fight. Like I was when I was fighting Gustavo. There's this video from the crowd when I knock him out and the referee stops it, everybody just stands up and cheering. And there's one guy who stands up from the crowd, and you just see he giving me the fuck finger, you know. And I absolutely loved that because it was so sick. He was like, devastated. He probably lost a lot of money or something, you know. But you could just see he's in the crowd and he stands up and he's just giving me the fuck finger, you know. And that's what I want. I want people to be invested. That's what we're doing it for. It,
Yes.
it, it gives a sick energy. So yeah, it was very nice.
Come on, I like that. I did. You did that. You did part of your training camp for that fight in Holland, where you are now at the moment in time. Is that true? Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yes.
live here in Holland now, and yeah, I have my like day-to-day trainings in Combat Brothers. So, yeah.
Nice. Was it the first camp that well, part of the camp that you've done in Holland, or have you been there before? Fine.
No, I've been here before, but this time, uh, I did the major part of the camp here. So
Okay.
I went out to Manchester,
Mhm.
started my camp there, getting things in, and then I was doing the rest of my camp in Holland. And yeah, it worked out very well. We have a lot of guys, and I know it's Holland. It's known for cheese and tall people and tulips, but we actually have like we have a solid like group of like lower weight class guys. So and they're very very high level here. Like the striking, the jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and everything is very good. So I feel like sometimes when I go into Manchester, I feel a little bit like I'm coming second all the time
Mhm.
because I'm not in my normal environment, and I go there, I do sparring. These guys spar there every day. So
Mhm.
I'm always like, I've said it before, like I feel like I'm always like 60% maybe when
Mhm.
I'm over there. And I like that because it gives me fuel. I want to like get better, and I work on new things when I'm there. And then I feel like I could take it back, the new things and stuff we were working on, and use it and get it into the system in Holland. And then just having the team around in Holland just was a like major factor for this one.
Nice. Okay, I like it. And I know Holland is known for its striking, its high level striking, kickboxing, K1,
Hard sparring as well.
hard sparring as well, sort of thing. Is is that what you think you're learning most while you're out there, or is it, as you said, the jujitsu, the other guys? Is it still well rounded?
I feel it's a mix. I feel actually the kickboxing style fits my style very well
Mm,
because there's a lot of fakes and a lot of movement and stuff. But because I am so explosive and fast as I am, it just takes one punch to change the fight. And that's a little bit what kickboxing is you go in there and you throw as hard as you can.
yeah.
You know, sometimes they do it a little bit too much in every punch, and then you see the sparring rounds, the last rounds, they're just all dead. But taking some of these techniques into the fight and MMA, I just feel like my striking have gotten so much better because it's a bit more rough. Uh, I feel there's two types of striking and
Mm,
and uh, and training. There's the striking you use when you're doing sparring. You have big gloves on, you have shin pads. There's not really a risk. And then there's the striking that works when you're having a fight. When it's small gloves, it only take one punch. The distance change, and I feel like I'm better in the fighting aspect than the sparring aspect. So I can get like picked apart a little bit in the sparring sometimes and like always feeling a little bit behind. But as soon as it's in the real fight, I know I have power, and I know it only take one punch for them to change their game because I know I hit hard. So and that kind of training in the kickboxing, it just fits my style perfect. I feel so it's just a perfect mix. I still have that like technical MMA striking as we do in Manchester Top Team, but there was also this like hardcore, like we're just gonna go kill or be killed from Holland. So I feel like I'm in a perfect spot. Like I couldn't be in a better spot right now.
It sounds like it's working perfectly, definitely. And I won't spend too long, obviously, talking about the fight in Octane 52, but I saw you talking with Brian as well about there was some few submission attempts by Jack. There was one boogie choke. So two questions about that. One, how deep was it? And second, talk me through that slam, because that was disgusting.
Yeah,
Was it?
it was there. The boogie choke was there. I also would just have like laid on, but the thing is, on the ground, I must say big thanks to my coach Haroon here in Holland, because we broke down Jack's game on the ground step by step. So all the submissions that he has and he's good at, we was able to escape. Nowhere matter where the fight was gonna go. I knew he has a good arm triangle. I knew he had like a dash choke. He was doing that thing with the arm lock and stuff, and everything. We broke it down. We've been using hours on just one-to-one training of me breaking it down step by step and getting it into my system. The boogie choke was a bit different because I've never seen him do that. But I was very lucky that we have a guy in the gym who is a bit funky and playing the jits just like Jack does, and he was doing it to me, you know.
Wow.
And I just figured out, as soon as I stand up, most people just let go, or they're just gonna get slammed on their head. So for me, I was prepared. It was not like it didn't. I was not. It didn't come like a shock when it happened. You know, I was not prepared for Jack to do it, but I was prepared how to act in that situation. So yeah, I just lifted up and slammed him. I wanted to get my hand over his like face,
Yeah.
and then try to knock him out with it. I would probably have done that the second time if I've gone up again, but the time went out. So yeah.
Yeah, so you know that was impressive. And coming out of Newcastle, were there any injuries, or did you come out fresh? Yeah.
Nah, I'm a bit peppered here and there, and something happened in the warm up as well, but no major thing. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get in. I'm already in fight, like getting back in fight shape now and getting ready. So I took my 2 weeks off, and it started itching again. I want to get back in there. This is my job. This is all I do. So, and it's not fun to go to the gym every day. So at least there needs to be a reward when you're training so much.
Indeed, no rest, no rest. Well, that leads me on to the next question, the question everybody's asking, and the question that we really want to know: what's next for Jonas Mågård?
The title, hopefully. That's what I was. That's what this fight was about.
Come on.
It was the number one contender. I was already the number one contender, but the whole build-up about this fight was the title next. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting to get that rematch with Lima. I want that rematch with Lima anytime. So I'm just, yeah, that's the fight to make. Like, who else? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I proved that I'm here. I just beat Jack, who was built up to be this guy, and and I know when I fought Lima, it was like it was not me in there, you know. And it's easy to sit and say that, but I want to go in and prove it, and that's why I was fighting Jack. Probably I could have set out and said, "Let's wait, let me fight Lima right away," because I I feel like also in the Lima fight I earned the rematch right away because he was doing illegal knees, and I still kept on fighting. I wanted to give the fans the fight that they deserved, even though I could have laid down and probably got the win or whatever from that, or gone out like that. But that moment where he was doing illegal knees and I stood up and carried on fighting, that's the moment where I actually earned the rematch. But I'm not just gonna sit and wait. And Jack came in, and I wanted to beat Jack, so I just took that a little bit for fun, like a little side job in getting paid, and yeah. And now I'm just ready for the title. So bring it on.
Come on. come on, you're undeniable. I'm sorry, it has to be the next fight you make. I watched that fight back just recently today, that Lima fight, and I saw the illegal knees that he was throwing to the back. It wasn't nice. And yeah, you're right. It's night and day to the person we saw in Newcastle to the person obviously that fought Lima. Have OKTAGON been in touch? Have you had any back and forth with Lima at all in DMs or anything?
They're always in touch with my management and stuff, but end of the day, it's the fight to make, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
and that's the fight. It's the fight I want. It's the fight the fans want. It's the fight that I deserve after the performance. It was the #1 contender fight. So we're just waiting and seeing. But for me, I feel that is definitely. I had my 2 weeks off eating Dutch cheese and snack. Now it's time to get my title back. You
Come
know,
on,
so it's
come
just
on.
one of them. You know, I'm here, I'm ready, and I feel I don't see who else is gonna like put on a show for the division anyways. You know, like I said, I'm the people's champ anyways. I earned my stripes in
Come on.
this division. So it's just one of them. Send me a date. I will be ready to get my title back any day.
Come on, come on. You've heard it here first, everyone. You've heard it here first. And yeah, no, I fully agree with you indeed. We want to see that fight. Where would you like the fight? Is there any preferred locations or are you open to anywhere?
I can fight anywhere. Like I would fight in England. England, it would be sick to do, obviously, but it doesn't matter. Just as soon as possible, I feel, you know. So
Yeah.
obviously, I need a little bit of a fight camp because I just started getting back into fight camp now. But like, I don't need more than two months. Like, I'll be ready, even 1.5 months, you know.
Yeah.
So it could be wherever. Like they know, they send the date, they send the name, and I show up, and I will sell the fight in and outside of the cage as I always do. So it doesn't really matter to me.
Come on. And even if you're saying even 1.5 months, Birmingham, is that?
Yeah,
Yeah. Come on.
yeah, but I think Birmingham is like around 2 months, isn't it? It's like the 20th. Perfect. 8 weeks fight camp. Bam. Back in shape. Like it's not like I've been like fucking myself so bad up. I had my first sparring yesterday and was going like 7 rounds easily.
Mm,
So it's not like I'm out of shape and I'm like been laying off. I don't want to be laying off. I want to be active. Like I always say, I want to stay active. Or I want to fight. This is all I do. I have a family to provide for as well. You know, I cannot
mm,
just sit and go on holiday.
yeah.
So I need to be active. I need to fight for my mind, but also to provide for my family, you know? So, and because I love it. That's the first thing. Because else I could get like some other job. And, you know, but the love of the sport and the love of this, I need to fight as many times as year as my body can handle.
100%. And Lima, he's not fought since he last fought himself. I'm not too sure if he's had any injuries or anything like that, or he's just. But
Nah,
it's
I think he had an injury after the fight.
okay.
He undergone surgery, and I just think he's been sitting out a bit, waiting it out. It was the first fight he have had in like a long time, anyways. And
Mm,
just like him and Jack, they don't want to be that active. So I don't know. I just think he was sitting out and waiting on what's gonna happen. Maybe he don't want to fight with me. Maybe he hoped. I know he hoped that Jack was gonna win because he couldn't finish me on my worst day. You know,
yeah.
he couldn't finish me on my worst day. And after that, after that performance at my last fight, I know he got shy. He got quiet. I've heard that he was going live talking shit, and then bam, when I hit Jack and the fight was going my way, he turned off his live real quick. You know, and this just says a lot about his mentality, bro. It just says a lot about his mentality.
Mhm.
Um, Yeah, and I don't think he could sell a fight even if they paid people to watch it without me anyways. So it's just one of them, and I want my revenge. I earned it. It's been two. I saw they posted something longest uh, remaining champs, and he was like number 3 with 218 days. And I immediately went in and I commented and I said, I've been waiting 217 days. You know,
Yeah,
so it's just one of them. But let's see.
it's true. You've
You
been
never
active.
know if you have injuries or if he don't want it.
Well, if I'm sorry, if you're the champion and if you want it, if there's somebody like yourself calling you out, if it was me, I'm sorry, you have to show up. You have to be active on socials. Everyone, he has to come and clear his name.
And
Uh,
and also all that shit he's been talking about up to the fight with me and Jack and stuff. And oh, Jonas is not that good, but he couldn't finish me. He couldn't finish me. I was juiced up anyways, bro. But I don't care. I want that revenge. I know I can beat him. It was my worst day. If you look at my body in that fight and you look at my body with the Jack fight, you see a huge difference.
mm,
Like it was, yeah. Anyways, props to him. He did his job
mhm.
and he got the title. But that was actually on my worst day. Since that day, I've been dreaming about beating Lima. Since that day, every second night, I'm dreaming about how I'm beating Lima, how I'm gonna go to his hotel and call him out, take a shower in his shower, and just showing I'm the dog here. You know what I mean? Like, so like, it's just one of them because I know, and I think he knows too. But yeah, he has the power to choose in a certain way. But this fight was the title contender fight. It
Yeah,
was set all over.
yeah, it's true. It's true. You say he has got the power to choose, but the choice is only between one and one person only. So let's see. Um,
There you go. And I know the fans want this fight. I know that it would have been a much funnier way if Jack had won in England, and then they've done
mm,
a match versus Lima in Birmingham, of course, for the English market.
mm.
But I'm a professional party pooper, and if you put me in there, I'm gonna ruin the party, and that's what I did once again. So they knew, but they also know that this fight will sell. This is the fight. This is the fight I want. I wanted. I want it in Birmingham. I want it in Czech. I want it in Germany. I want it in my living room if that's where it's gonna go down. I want my revenge. So it's just one of them.
Wow.
I'm hungry. I've never been this. You have to think. First time we met, me and Lima, he didn't really have anything that I needed. He was not ranked higher than me. He's not
Mm,
been fighting for a long time.
mm.
The reason I took that fight was to save the card because my other opponent pulled out, and I said, okay,
Yeah,
let's get this fight. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And even when he was doing the illegal knees, I was still going, I'm going to give the fans what they need. They deserve a fight. And that's what I did. So, but now he has something I want. He has the belt, and I need my belt back. I hope he's been keeping it shiny, polishing it, all these things, because I'm going to get it back.
Come on. Come on. And what will be specifics? Let's talk specifics. What will be the difference in this fight to the last fight last year with Lima? What are you gonna do differently? Obviously, we don't want to hear your game plan, unless you want to
There is
tell
no game
us.
plan. There's never
Okay.
a game plan. There's never a game plan.
Okay.
There's only the mind. And my mind it's so different for this. Like I said, he didn't really have anything that I wanted in that
Mm,
fight. You know, Jack had a lot of things that I wanted. Gustavo had a lot of things that I wanted. Philip Maciek had a lot of things that I wanted. The other guy before that had a lot of things that I wanted. Like the first fight I had in Octagon, the guy was 9-1, never been finished. I finished in my second round. Then they gave me the title shot.
mhm.
Beat the shit out of Philip Maciek in his own country. It was like 10-8 rounds. Knocked him down 3-4 times in each round. Then the Gustavo fight, fresh out of UFC. Everybody thought this guy was gonna come in and destroy me. What did I do? I went in and knocked him out. Then we got and they all had something I wanted. I wanted that like UFC veteran thing.
Mm.
And then we was gonna get the Ratchet fight. I wanted him. I've been wanting him for a long time since he was a champ in KSW, because he has that thing about him.
Yeah.
He was the champ in a big organization as well, and I wanted to take that. So I was hungry for that fight. But then it was not really the fight I was hungry for. I was more hungry about saving the show and stuff when they gave me Lima. But now, now I'm hungry. I'm so hungry to get that revenge. And my coaches and everybody knows that this is the fight that I want, and they can see it on me, and they can see it on. They know when it's a fight that I want, and they know how I perform when it's something that I want, because I wanna. And I know a lot of people's gonna doubt me, and I hope, because that's when I'm doing my best every single time. If I could choose, I wanted to be the underdog for the rest of my fight career, because I'm there just there to prove everybody wrong.
Come on, Jonas. I feel the
Amen.
energy. I feel the energy. I'm telling you, stakes are high. Stakes are high here. But as you've said before, like, you come and you deliver. That's what you do. That's what you do. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't be betting against you. That's for sure. Just a few more questions, because I think you've made it very clear that Lima has to be next. It's the only choice. You have to put Lima versus Mågård 2, and they have to make it quick. I'll be on the phone to Brian quick time. So in Pavel's DMs and Andre's. Open scoring. It was open scoring the last time in Newcastle. What did you make of it, and did you even see it and everything like that?
No, I didn't really notice it. But I had an open scoring in my head. It was not that hard to score, was it? The fight, you know, I knew where it was going. So, and I even think they gave me 1 or 2 rounds, was like 10-8 rounds or something. Maybe the one round 10-8 rounds or something.
Yeah.
So, nah, it's just I cannot think about that. The only thing I think about from the screen is sometimes the time. What can I do right now? You know, so that's the only thing I look at. But I didn't look at the open scoring. I was concentrating on beating this guy in front of me. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm 2 rounds up. This guy can still be dangerous, and I need to do my job. So, no, it was not about. I didn't even notice the open scoring. I think he noticed the open scoring, because in the end he was like, with his hands down, like a crazy person. But that's when you get emotional, and that's where you see fighters like getting hurt and stuff. And I might be very emotional outside of the cage, but as soon as I'm in the cage, I'm very calm and collected. I have a what is called, I have a job to do, and so I never get very emotional. I can use my emotions outside of the cage to get me more focused inside of the cage. You know, so I can be very emotional outside of the cage, but those emotions is just gonna make me zoom in the cage. So I don't like. I didn't really know that. I don't know what's gonna make it good for. What is it bad for? Like, I don't really know what the reason is for these open scorecards anyways. Like, what is the good and what is the bad thing about it? Is it just to be like a bit different, or like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's been a topic of discussion in MMA for years now, really, and I think it's good that OKTAGON have trialed it, because obviously they're going first, and I think the fans have different opinions to the fighters as well, so it's interesting.
Yeah, but then you should go and you should, but it's also gonna be long, isn't it? Like, if you have to go and interview the judges, why did you score this round like that? You know,
it's true.
Just go and do your job, and then, because if the scores are gonna be up there, so if you agree or disagree, the scores are still gonna be up there. What is that gonna change? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
It's not gonna change, even though you can see guys who won a round. Everybody saw them winning a round, and then, but if the judges score him to lose, what is it gonna change that they put it up on the screen?
Yeah,
You know, it's not gonna change anything.
It's true. The scores will still be the scores.
The scores are the scores. Doesn't matter where you put it. If you put it on a screen or you put it in people's phone, like it's not like, yeah.
Fair
So I
play.
don't really know.
Fair play. Just going back in just a bit of history now as well. Obviously, you seem to have you do have like a special bond with Lerone Murphy, and obviously with Coach Carl as well over at Manchester Top Team. How did that relationship all come about with you in Manchester Top Team? Just really quickly, if you don't mind.
Oh, many years ago. So Carl, I actually fought under Carl in Liverpool. I was brought in to fight actually 66 kilos long time ago, and I just very like I just clicked very good with Carl. He was doing ISFC back then, and then he came to Denmark and did a show in Denmark. I fought there as well, and then 2 weeks after, I fought on a show in Sunderland, I think it was. Yeah,
Similar, yeah.
yeah. So, and me and Carl just clicked because I like to talk a lot of shit, and so do Carl, but in a good way, you know.
Yeah.
I like to give it back and also take it. So we were just like ping ponging and just having a fun time, you know, not taking ourselves too serious. That's the thing. Like the relationship with me and Carl is pretty much built on.
Yeah.
And then I had a coach who like quit it in Denmark.
Okay.
And Carl was just reached out to me. I was already talking with him at that point, and he's like, "You just come to England and train. You can stay with my family. Don't worry about anything. You can stay here for free and come and train in England." And I went there. I was like, what was my record like? It was not very good. It was like I lost my three first fights. Now I won my first, and then I lost three fights. So I think I was like 3-3 or some shit, you know, record. And Carl was like, just come to my house, and you can stay there for free. And sorry, there was just a guy looking a bit strange. I'm sitting here in the car. He was like, yeah, just come and stay. Don't think about anything. You can come and train and stay. And so I just came there and we just bonded. I just kept going back and forth. That was back when he was coaching in All Powers, and Leron was just started fighting there as well. So I was training. We was just a small group. Like it was me, Leron, McGrillen was there, and just a small little team, you know? It
Yeah.
was almost like a private session, every session, you know? And then it just built. Like he helped me getting the right fights, and we built, and he started Manchester Top Team, and it's just been an organic, like, relationship built on that. And he's doing great things with Manchester Top Team. I'm doing great things with my career, and I love going there. And he's just like he's more like a family member for me. He's like an uncle or something. Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
Ugly uncle, but he's the uncle.
Oh, legend. Right, I know that I've taken a lot of your time, but I just want to do a little section that we do have. So this and that. I'll give you two options. You just first thing that comes out to your head. Yeah, you ready for it?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Right. What do you prefer, the English winter or the Holland winter?
Holland.
Holland. Would you prefer a beach holiday or a skiing holiday?
Beach.
Beach. Okay. Home cooked meal or eating out?
What was that?
A home cooked meal, or do you prefer eating out?
Home cooked meal.
Okay. Okay. Wrestling or boxing?
Wrestling.
Okay. Win by submission or win by KO?
KO.
Okay. Who do you prefer out of Lima or Rasic?
Lima.
Prepare to headline in Manchester or headline in Denmark?
Headline in Denmark, that would be sick.
Nice.
But I don't know. Yeah, headline in Denmark.
Okay. You prefer training partner, Lewis McGrillen or Darius Maffei?
That's a hard one, isn't it? Like preferring in what way? A fucking hard country, both of them.
If you had to come to back to Manchester, you had one training partner to go do some rounds with.
Oh man. I don't know. It's hard because it depends on who I'm fighting.
Down the middle,
I don't know about that. I don't know.
it.
I would say Darius. I'm staying at his anyway, so it would be Darius. I'm not staying at McGrillen's. The fuck McGrillen. No.
Oh, I love it. And then the last one, true or false, Jonas Mågård will be the OKTAGON Bantamweight champion end of 2024.
True.
True. Come on. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here first from Jonas Mågård, Shark. The next fight has to be clear. It's been written in the stars. It's been written in the stand. We want to see Lima versus Mågård too. Any final words for your fans out there, Jonas?
Just get ready. I'm gonna come get my title back. So it's gonna be a good one. Let's go.
Come on, come on. Thanks for your time, brother. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you in the cage again.
Nice one.
Take care.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about
we went left hook from Yaoundé came and landed on him, you know, so